Uh, what's going on, everybody? This is Big Joe, recovery champion.
Steven Swisher from Happy People Coffee Company.
Guys, I've had a lot of questions, a lot of people inquiring, what is recovery coffee? So we are here today. Your recovery coffee, what's it all about? What is Happy People Coffee Company? So, Steven, we're here in Paris, Kentucky today, right?
Right.
We're in the actual home of recovery coffee. So, guys, here we are. Here is Steven Swisher. He's going to give you a little bit of an insight on what recovery coffee is, where it's made, and what's its purpose. So, guys, Steven Swisher.
I'm Steven Swisher. I'm the owner of Happy People Coffee Company, and Joe and I started the Recovery Coffee and Tea Project together to try to help people in recovery in whatever way we possibly can. And ultimately, we recognize that there's a problem getting people to think them get to recovery. It might be anything from a ride to getting into a sober living facility to getting clothes to getting anything that they possibly might need to actually get to recovery. And he came to me with this idea, and he said, "What can you do for me?" And I said, "Well, let's make some coffee." And he said, "What do we call it?" And I said, "Well, how about recovery coffee?" And so the idea was born, and I specially formulated a number of different kind of coffees for Joe to try, and we came up with a particular blend that is the base blend for recovery coffee. A little bit about Happy People Coffee. We started the company a couple of years ago, and the idea literally is to make everybody happy. And my logo has a bunch of different smiley faces on it, and all the smiley faces mean something different. And the red smiley face on the logo stands for Happy Communities. And it's our commitment to make sure that our communities can be and thrive and exist in a happy place. And recovery coffee is a huge piece of that, making sure that we have happy communities, and making sure that people are happy. Part of that, obviously, recovery is about finding and so we want to be definitely a part of that, and that's where the Recovery Coffee Project gets into play.
And guys, it's everybody, we're streaming on Instagram here, we're streaming on YouTube there, and it looks like Facebook is having issues, but that's okay. We're going to keep this going. You know, and when I came in to talk to Steven, I wanted some kind of give back to the community. I had to have something that was going to allow us to better serve the recovery community, better serve our brothers and sisters out there that are still struggling. And we came up with this wonderful idea. You know, when people get into recovery, they have a few things that they usually focus in on, and one seems to be vaping, the other one seems to be the gym, and of course, coffee. So that's why I wanted to come up with a great taste, a great flavor, affordable price, and I do believe that's what we have here, is it's a very affordable price. Now, what is the percentage of every bag sold? And this is every bag, every wholesale deal made gets 15%, correct?
Every wholesale deal made, and our hope is that this can actually go out to recovery facilities and sober living homes and hospitals and doctors' offices, that they can buy it to replace some or all of the coffee that they actually serve in their commissaries, in their cafeterias, in their offices. Just like any other wholesale product. The difference is that for the wholesale coffee, Happy People Coffee Company will give 15% of all gross receipts back to recovery champions, which goes directly into their scholarship and transportation program. If you as an individual go online to happypeoplecoffee.com or happypeoplecoffee.store and actually buy a bag of coffee retail or come into the store and buy it retail, we'll give 30% of those monies back to recovery champions. Joe and I started the recovery a couple of years ago, and
so once again, technical issues.
So ultimately, this, you know, Joe was initially like, "Can I get 5% of the profits?" And I said, "No, I'll just give you 30% of every bag that's sold retail." Because ultimately, we need to make an impact. Look, everybody that's involved in this. Some of the people are doing a really good job to help. Some of the Stuff is mired in paperwork. Some of it is mired in committee. Some of it is mired in the government. And ultimately, it's up to those of us who are parts of these to actually go in and help directly to those communities. 5% of the profits isn't going to do much. At 15% right now, wholesale, that's the bulk of our profits. Essentially, at that point, when we're doing a large facility, if they're doing 100 pounds a week, for instance, the price point that I have that laid out, that pretty much takes all my profit out and hands it to Recovery Champions. The reality there is that 5,000 pounds of coffee throughout the country going out to pay their admission fee, to pay for their sober living, however that works out, whatever we can do, the more we can do, the better. And
for anybody that's just now chiming in, we're here with Steven Swisher, the owner of Happy People Coffee. I'm Joe Turner, Big Joe, founder of Recovery Champions. We're talking about recovery coffee. I know y'all have seen it on my pages. I know y'all have seen me talking about it like crazy. This is where the coffee is made. It's this roaster right here. This is where it's all roasted. It's all made right here in Paris, Kentucky by this gentleman and his staff. Now, every retail bag sold, how much is a bag of recovery coffee?
Bag of recovery coffee is online. It costs $14.25 in the shop. It actually costs $13 a pound. So about $3.70 goes to Joe, goes to the Recovery Champions.
So you got to figure with normally, what Recovery Champions do is, and they're wanting help getting into a sober living home, that's usually around $100. So with every bag sold, you're actually helping someone. You're paying it forward. You are helping someone get into a recovery home. You're helping someone find recovery. You're helping someone just watching. If you can put it in the comments for me, it's happypeoplecoffee.com. Once again, I'm sorry for all the connection issues. We need your help. We need you. Recovery Champions need you.
And here's the easy fact. When you think about one of our bags online is about 12 ounces, and we'll go through that in probably a week. If you're doing an 8-cup pot of coffee every day, you're going to go through that in about a week. The reality there is if you bought a bag of recovery coffee every other week, you would literally get one person per year just by buying coffee.
Think about that.
And our price point, where we actually have our price point, is the lowest price point really that's available anywhere in the country for the highest quality coffee that you can possibly buy. All the coffees that are going in are either Rainforest Alliance certified, organic, or fair trade. They are the highest quality beans that are available anywhere in the world. And there's nowhere that you're going to get a better value for coffee. That doesn't even include the give back to the recovery community.
And so what more could anybody ask for? I know when I've been doing this for 3 years, just realized I forgot to turn my mic on my camcorder. So yay. But I've been doing this for 3 years. I've seen a lot of people come out with different kinds of coffee, and they're all great coffee. Every single one is a great company, great coffee, but no one's directly giving back to our brothers and sisters. So that's the reason why we do this. Recovery. I personally do not make any profit off this whatsoever. Every penny that comes from the 30% from retail and the 15% from wholesale comes directly to the nonprofit, and every penny is used to try to help someone get in. One calls Recovery Champions, anybody that's part of the organization, and says they can say, I'm in Tucson, Arizona. And they say, I need help finding treatment. We help them find treatment no matter if they've got everything or nothing. And then we get to that point where transportation is an issue, which always seems to be an issue. So then what we do is we find them a treatment facility to go to. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to say, how are we going to get you there? What's the next step? So what we use the funding that we get from Recovery Coffee to help get these people a bus ticket. If you've got transportation and you're coming from a treatment facility, you're coming out of jail, you're coming out of that detox, and you don't have any clothes, we use the funding from Recovery Coffee to go buy you a couple sets of clothes from Goodwill, Salvation Army. We'll use it to feed you if we need to. It's whatever you need. It's not just detox and treatments, guys. It's detox, treatment, then what do you need? We use this funding to make sure people get exactly what they need, when they need it, and as fast as we possibly can. It's working out great. It's a great, if you drink coffee, I know a lot of you do. Don't sit over back there in the crowd and act like you don't. A lot of you drink coffee. So I would love for you just to give but be disappointed in the flavor, the taste, or the value. You know, a lot of time when people first get in recovery, they're trying to figure out what to do with this extra income because they're not buying drugs anymore. So what we're also trying to work and help people do is a healthy habit, a healthy hobby, let's say, to help spend their money. I mean, isn't that right?
Well, and this is the number one thing when we ask why we're batches daily. The quality and the flavor is bar none better than or as good as anything that you're going to find out there. And some of these coffees that they're getting out there, mass produced in $18, $19, $20 a pound. We're not doing that. It's a lot less expensive to get our coffee, to get the recovery coffee, and it's a full-bodied, full-flavored, bold cup of coffee with really, really significant caffeine content to keep you charged and keep you going. And ultimately, that quality is key. And one of the things that I mention all the time, the idea of going and waking up your first day in recovery, which cannot be the easiest, got to be one of the hardest things in the world to do, is to wake up your first day and approach that first day of recovery with a good sense, a quality sense of, yes, I'm going to do this. This is going to be fantastic. And then somebody hands you a crappy cup of coffee. There is no way that you want to spend the rest of your life in recovery drinking crappy coffee. So the whole idea here is to make sure that you're going to get a fantastic cup of coffee, and it's a great way for you to go. You can start learning what it is to taste again, what it is to enjoy things again, that give you something else that you love to do that is healthy and happy. I mean, studies just came out that show that people that drink 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day are healthier, have a lower risk of cancer, have a lower risk of coffee is actually a pretty healthy drink. And so it's certainly a lot healthier than alcohol. It's certainly a lot healthier than doing drugs. And that's why we're here.
Exactly. I mean, this is the whole point of recovery coffees. We're trying to make people happy. We're trying to help them find recovery. So we want you to find recovery and we want you to be happy. So it's a perfect marriage in two people's cause. It's when, like Stephen was saying in the beginning, and I hate Facebook, is that when I started walking in here, I'd how to do it or what would be a good idea. I just know I was coming into Happy People Coffee to drink a lot of coffee. And I mean, Stephen's got a heart for giving. Don't you also do a cocoa?
We do a cocoa, Happy Kids Cocoa. The funds for Happy Kids Cocoa, we give a portion of the profits to the No Kid Hungry program, which funds free breakfast and free lunch for kids in need, Section 8, low income, all of those kinds of things. No Kid Hungry funds those free breakfast and free lunch programs across the country. I mix my own organic cocoa using 2 different kinds of organic cocos. And everything that we serve, mochas and everything that is done here are made with that chocolate milk rather than pump of flavoring. We actually use chocolate milk and heat it to make hot chocolate, and all of those, the mochas, any drink, any cocoa, that money helps go to fund the No Kid Hungry program. And that's a big, huge part of my commitment. The orange smiley face is about happy kids, because kids are our greatest investment. And if we want to make decisions, if we want to make good quality decisions that help the future of mankind, we should always look toward making good decisions about those kids. And that's what that orange face is about. It's about happy kids, and Happy Kids Cocoa is about happy kids, just like happy communities are made by things like Recovery Coffee and Recovery Champions.
And I'm loving it. I mean, we've got this guy right here. He lives here in Bourbon County, correct?
Yep.
His shop's here in Bourbon County, and he employs people from Bourbon County. And we're trying to make Bourbon County people happy. And now we're trying to help every single one of y'all be happy and healthy.
Somebody else on the road to doing that too.
What more could we ever ask for out of any cause? We're trying to help people. We're trying to make you happy. We're trying to make you healthy. Check it out. It's recoverycoffee.com. Happypeoplecoffee.com. Go check it out. It's Recovery Coffee. All you got to do is click the link You can tell, you know what? Hit me up. Give me a review. Tell me what you think. Go back to the website. Go back to happypeoplecoffee.com. Leave a review. Tell us what you think. I could not come up with a better cause. I could not come up with anything without this guy right here. This is honestly all of his brainchild. I was just this crazy bald-headed guy that came and said, hey, I want to help people. It's just what I do. I want to help people. So we found a way to make people happy, healthy, and then help our brothers and sisters that are still out there in active addiction.
And we're going to do, as of January 1st, we have a new thing coming up, and you guys get a sneak peek. We are actually going to release Happy People Coffee, the Happy People Coffee Company Recovery Coffee Light Roast Blend as well. Choose between light roast and dark roast and still actually help the recovery project. But you get to choose which one you like.
Now, there's also another project. There is, and I want you to start. Don't get the picture. I like this one. You're going to love it. Stick right there.
Part of the Happy People Coffee and Tea, the Happy People Coffee Company and Recovery Champions Recovery Coffee and Tea Project. We recognize that, especially in recovery facilities, but also in your home, there are other things that you drink besides coffee. I myself even can't drink coffee all day long. Part of you might be able to see the shelves in the far back end. We have over 50 different different kinds of coffee back there. We also have over 50 different kinds of tea, because for every coffee drinker, there are probably 2 different tea drinkers. We are going to go ahead and release a program where we have different kinds of recovery tea, and it starts right here with the recovery. It's going to be called Vitality Health and Wellness Sports Drink. This is an herbal tea-based sports drink, which is actually created to do what the other sports drinks claim to do, but this one actually does. I have personally formulated based on a nutritional analysis that provides all of the electrolytes, that provides a lower amount of sugar, that provides a higher amount of stimulants, and actually helps brain function, actually helps you burn fat, actually helps you lose weight, actually helps your joints, actually helps decrease swelling and inflammation from working out. All of these kinds of things that you're looking for in a sports drink, that's what this is formulated to do. And it tastes fantastic. It's made with juices and special waters that provide protein, a little bit of salience for that slight bit of salt content without taking table salt and dumping it in it. So we're not using table sugar. We're not using table salt. We're using herbal teas that actually utilize specific kinds of homeopathics to actually make you function. So there's a special kind of tea that actually gives you stimulants without adding caffeine to help your brain function, to help your cognition. There are teas that actually your musculature and your muscular function. There are teas. There's a tea that helps with your joints. So all these kinds of things together. 5 times the amount of potassium in a quart of Gatorade. So where a quart of Gatorade gives you about 91.7 grams of potassium, this does about 208 ounce glass, and 280 is like having a banana. It's like having a serving of yogurt. It's like having a huge glass of orange juice, but it has less calories actually than an entire glass of orange juice. But not just the potassium. We're also talking about magnesium. We're also talking about folate. We're also talking about choline. All of these kinds of things that the other ones are missing, we've got them all.
I mean, that's a lot to take in. It is. I get that. It's a whole lot to take in. But I got to say thank you. Thank you for your dedication for helping the people in your town. Thank you for the dedication of trying to help people, trying to get in recovery. And I've never met another guy here that's a business owner that's been so dedicated just trying to help people. I mean, he's helping kids with the Happy Kids Cocoa, and I do believe that was the first one you done.
That was the first one, yeah.
And now he ran into me because I wouldn't quit bothering him. And it was, so how can we help people try to get into recovery? How can we help people stay in recovery? How can we make people in recovery be healthier? So we come up with the coffee. Then the man came up with the tea. And it's all in every, I mean, the proceeds come from the tea as well, correct?
Proceeds, we still have to figure out a way to package it, and hopefully down the road we'll have an entire line of recovery vitality teas that will be able to be bottled and be on the shelves of the nation. We'll be able to do something like that in a few years. And that really all depends on how well the recovery project really takes on. So help us grow this to help us grow everything else. We can be on in every gas station and every, and have recovery tea and all of those kinds of people where people are grabbing them and taking them to the gym. The amount of people that we can help, I mean, literally we can go, do you need help paying for recovery? Do you need help? What do you need? Do you need help seeing a therapist after you get out to make sure that you stay clean? Do you need help? All those kinds of things. Hopefully we can start getting people on and really helping a lot. I mean, we can help thousands and thousands of people if we just get the support from the public.
And that's bottom line. There's such demand for people that need help. I get calls every single day for people wanting to go into sober living homes, that need help transportation, that need clothes, that need something. You all have no idea the magnitude of calls. There's days I have to sit in this coffee shop. I come in for a cup of coffee. The calls won't quit coming in, so I got to sit down in here and start taking calls, get the notepad out, start writing, trying to help these people. And I hate to say it, but at the end of the day, it comes down to money. People don't have the money for this, or they don't have the money for that. It's always the issue 99.9% of the time. And that's the reason why me and Steven Swisher joined up. We became a team to eliminate that. I do not want that to be the hurdle that keeps somebody from getting into recovery. I don't want transportation. I don't want that intake fee to be the issue that you can't get where you need to go to live happy, joyous, and free. That's the whole point behind this. Is we want people to be happy, joyous, and free. I want them to find the life that I found in recovery. I want everyone to be so dang on happy that they make other people sick. That's what I want. I want tons of smiley faces all over the country.
They're cheesy, but they work. And
they
who can
do.
Say no to a smiley?
Exactly. That's what this is all about. It's not about coffee. It's not about tea. It's about making happy people. It's about helping getting people into recovery. It's about rebuilding families. It's about seeing people thrive and not just survive. That's what this is all about. Now, we are using the tea and the coffee as a catalyst, as the engine to drive this. But we need your help. I'm telling you guys, I need you all. Big Joe needs every single one of you. I need you to share this out, spread this message. I'm also recording this. I'm live streaming on YouTube. Will be available. I will share out the link because I know everybody that's watching on Facebook land has been cutting in and out, and I apologize. But what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to start a new initiative January 1st. I don't want anyone to get turned away. If someone's coming out of a treatment facility and they need to go into sober living, which every single one of them should, I highly recommend transitional recovery to further the tools that you have learned. I want you to be able to call us, and I want us to be able to have the funding to help you get there. If you're out there and you're struggling and you're trying to get somewhere to get into treatment, I don't want that transportation to be the it where you need to be. We need your help to make this possible.
And here's the deal. We're not asking for more money. I'm not putting 15% or 30% on top of the cost of the coffee. It's the same cost of the coffee as if you were to buy recovery coffee. But ultimately, we, Happy People Coffee Company, bears the cost of that because we don't want to see anybody left out in the cold either. And ultimately, those of us in private business, those of us in the communities have to actually bow. And so what all you're buying is a fantastic product. The fact that it helps somebody else, that's a bonus. That's just something great that you get to do, that we get to do for other people. The coffee itself, it speaks for itself, it drinks for itself. It is phenomenal coffee. You will never go back. You will never be disappointed. It's a fantastic product. It's a great value. You'll love it, and it helps somebody along the way.
Amen. So, guys, if you're close to Paris, Kentucky, I want you to come in at 706 Main Street, Paris, Kentucky. Once you come on in, they got great food here. They've got tons of great coffee, great tea. Check it out. See it for yourself. You know, if you're not in Kentucky, just please order you a bag. Check it out. Like the man just said, you're not going to go back. Now, real quick, and we're going to cut it out. But how much experience do you have in the coffee industry?
I actually started working in a coffee roastery back in 1993, 1994. I worked there for a couple of years and helped build the training programs and all those kinds of things. Since then, I've been in and out of the coffee industry. I've been a restaurateur, a restaurant owner, restaurant consultant for the last 7 years. This is my first major project that I've done on my own. And coffee has always been the greatest love to me. I've always wanted to open a coffee shop and a coffee roaster because I've always wanted to make sure that I have good coffee at home. Funny thing is, though, I oftentimes forget to bring coffee home. So I wake up sometimes and go, crap, I forgot coffee.
Happens to me all the time. Now, I'll come in here and I'll buy a couple bags of recovery coffee, and on the way between the coffee shop and my house, I've ended up giving it away to somebody. It's hilarious. I love it. But guys, that is what recovery coffee is. Thank every single person for chiming in, watching this. Please share this out. Please go to happypeoplecoffee.com. Order you a bag of recovery coffee. He's going to be coming online soon. The light roast recovery coffee is going to be coming on in January. In January. So check it out. Hit me up. Big Joe, Recovery Champions. I love every single one of you. Steven, I want to
We're
thank
going to
you.
start roasting some recovery coffee here in just a second.
Right now. We're getting ready to start roasting.
Fresh
right
roasted
now.
recovery coffee.
You can get it fresh right now. I'm just saying. Look, I love you guys. Big Joe, Recovery Champions.
Steven Swisher, Happy People Coffee Company.
We're out. Deuces. Thanks, guys. Look, I'm sorry for all the interruptions and whatnot. I think I'm going to be putting this video out. We were recording it on YouTube. Check it out later. I love every
Come check
single
it
one
out
of
on
you.
Happy People Coffee Company.
We love you guys. Big Joe, Recovery Champions. I'm out. That killed us out. That Facebook dropping us in and out.
What's going on, everybody? This is Big Joe,
And I can't
Recovery
believe-
Champions, and Steven Swisher from
I can't believe I forgot to turn the mic on. All right, right as soon as we were right in the middle of it, it was just like, oh.